Do you ever sit there late at night and think to yourself, when did this happen? Life, it went from being simple, just try and stay on top of everything. Back in the 80s and back in the 90s when we were kids, we couldn't wait to grow up. Couldn't wait to be adults. So at 18, we knew we could go out and buy drink legally. Oh, the excitement of it. But thinking about it now, I'd go back to it. I'd go back to being a kid, back in the 80s and early 90s. In a heartbeat, I'd go back straight away. You know, we had no cares, no bills, no worries. Life just went on, and we played, and we had fun. We listened to music, watching MTV on a mate's telly. It's mad because we were sold a version of adulthood. We were sold that version of adulthood, that it was just a lie. It just didn't exist. It wasn't all that fun and games. You would have thought that one of the main things about being an adult is waking up on a Saturday morning just to write down what you're gonna have for lunch and dinner all that week, and it's rinse and repeat. Or wake up on a Monday morning, get up, get dressed, brush your teeth, go to the toilet, get in the car, go to work, go home, cook the dinners that you were planning all weekend and doing your shopping all weekend, cooking those dinners, making sure you stick to the routine, and then rinse and repeat. Week in and week out. We live for the weekends, and the weekend is cleaning, tidying, going shopping, and then thinking of food to have every single week. Adulthood, it ain't all what it made up to be. It's mad because when we were kids, in our heads we thought our parents and everybody had it together. They had the freedom to do what they wanted, go to bed when they wanted, stay up late, you know, drink and eat what they wanted, go where they wanted. Do nothing, just chill all day without any guilt. But that freedom, it comes with real responsibility. And that responsibility is the lie that we were sold. You know, in school, we were brought up, like in school, in high school, do well in high school, do your GCSEs, get good results, and you do well in life. You get a good job, you earn a lot of money, and you do well in life. But it don't matter, it really don't matter. You know, I got a degree, and I got like a master's level PGCE, which is teaching degree, and you still get those stress days. You still gotta think about what you want to eat, and you still got the responsibilities. It ain't all made up. It ain't all what it's made up to be. Being an adult, it's just a big lie. Just that I think kids should enjoy themselves as long as they can. Stop telling them to grow up. Stop telling them to be adults too soon, and stop encouraging it. 2 seconds. Getting over. Ooh. So like I said, we looked at our parents, we looked at grown-ups, and we all thought they knew what they were doing. They all had it together. But the truth is, we're all just winging it. We just get on with it and we just wing it, and There's responsibilities, there's bills. Finding food, not finding food, but just working out what you want to eat every single week. And it's a mix between different types of chicken. Could be a cooked dinner, could be a curry, or different things to do with mince. That's about it. That's about it. Chicken and mince. Chicken and mince, that's adulthood for you. Just remember that for most of us, there's no I've made it moment. There's no like eureka. We just get up, we go to work, we go home, and we get on and we plod on. That's another big lie. There's no like huge, I've made it, I've done what I want. Because even the people who got some of the best jobs in the world, sometimes they don't want to go to work, and sometimes they just regret what they're doing. They wish they did something else, because it's still responsibility, and it's still difficult being an adult. You know, as a young teenager, we looked at adults, teachers, our parents again, their friends. You know, we wanted our own independence. We wanted to make money so we could spend it on what we wanted. We wanted to respect and be treated as individuals, as adults. And I always believed that treat someone, you know, as a human being. It don't always work like that. The world's a dark place. Not everybody's going to respect you. Not everybody's going to treat you kindly. And having money doesn't mean it's expendable. You might get a couple of £100, couple of $100 every single month you can blow on something, but it doesn't mean it's infinite. You know, you work, we get just enough. We work for just enough to live on, to pay our rent, to pay our bills, pay our mortgage, to buy our food, maybe save up for a holiday once a year, twice a year even. Maybe buy a new phone every so often, but you can't just do that every day. And that's the big lie. The big lie the young people are sold. Especially us, Gen X's, us in our mid-40s, midlife. We were sold a lie. Grow up, do well in school, do well, get a good job, and you'll be easy. And I know our parents wanted the best for us, same as we want the best for our kids. We don't want to see them hurt. We want to see them get the best jobs they can get, the ones they love, with lots of money so they can be comfortable in life. But the majority of us don't do that. No, looking back now, we never understood the stuff we were leaving behind. You know, that one day, that last time you went and knocked on someone's door and they came out to play, and when they went home, that was it. That was the last time you ever went out to play, because your priorities changed. And back in the 90s, that's when gaming started getting big with PlayStation 1. So we wanted to get home and play on the games, do a new level. And now people just want to get home and scroll through Facebook, scroll through TikTok or YouTube, and they're missing out on that adventure. Life back then and life as a young person, even now, life as a young person is so much simpler. You rely on your parents and you just get on with it and you enjoy yourself. And yes, now people, they'd rather just sit down or WhatsApp someone or wherever they use, but they're still enjoying life and they're being pushed to join the rat race, I suppose. So where life was simpler back then, life now is just a lot heavier and it's just a grind. One day, every single day, you get up and you do the same thing over and over again. Like the film Groundhog Day. I suppose that came out and it was a bit of a comedy drama and it was fun, and looking back at it, it's exactly everybody's life is. You get up and you do the same thing. And none of us are just stuck in a 20-year same day life loop where you stay the same age. We're stuck in a life loop, same day life loop, but we all get older and we all get slower, put on more weight. And it's not all what it's made out to be. So we were sold a fantasy back then. Back in the films, in TV shows, they showed the exciting lives, the good jobs, the fun, the romances, and being adventurous and meeting wonderful new people back in the films. And we all wanted that, and I lived my life by film. I quote films every day. When you realise it's not all that, it's not make-believe, it's not a fantasy, it's not what the films show us. And that's why I suppose they work, and they're good, because it's a life we can try and grasp and we want, but it's never really there. Seeing the people in films with their lovely houses, on their nice homes and beautiful gardens and awesome neighbours, and going out to meals or going out to parties with all their friends, and the bills just got paid. And film doesn't show the day and day grind, apart from Groundhog Day, I suppose, but it doesn't show that. It shows them going to work like once or twice in there, and the rest of the time it's all fun and adventure. And that fun and adventure should be done when you're a child and when you're a young person, a young adult. The reality is, our friendships, we drift apart. Like, we don't, or from all the friends I had in school, some of them are gone, like left us because they couldn't cope, or some of us have got different jobs, different parts of the country. Facebook's good because it helps us connect, but you don't see each other, and you might say, oh yeah, we'll meet up once a year now, and it don't work like that. You just bump into them 5 years later and you talk for half hour, maybe go for a coffee, and then you say, oh, I'll see you soon, and it's 5 years again, because we all got our own busy individual lives, our own families, our own little connections. I've said it, I quoted it the other day on one of my shorts to one as a comment to someone else. Our circles get a lot smaller as we get older. A lot smaller. You might get 5, 10 people in your life then as you get older, and it shortens again because people pass away or people move on again, and it gets smaller and smaller, and then it's just your family. And that's great. This family's always first. But we got less time and we got less energy to deal with everything. Like, the older you get, the more aches you get. And it's true, I didn't think. It's mad because everybody says this. And when I was like 20 years of age, 30 years of age, people go, oh man, in your 40s you ache, you get out of breath walking upstairs, and you feel your bones aching. And it's true. Everybody's the same. I didn't think it would ever happen to me. And everything just hurts. I suppose it's just about maintenance and keeping going, and just rinse and repeat. I've said it plenty of times now. Everything is just same in, same out. Go to bed, wake up, go to work, go home, have something to eat, go to bed, maybe watch a bit of telly if you like, you'll doom scroll. And then you do that, and the weekend comes, and every so often you get something cool on, like you have a family gathering or the Six Nations rugby, some sport event, and you watch it for a few weeks in a row, and it takes the numbness out of normality. But then you get up on a Monday and you go back to work. So emotionally, as young people, we're never prepared. There's one moment you're a child and you're still enjoying yourself, and the next minute you're in university and you're going out partying with mates, living for the weekend, and it is the weekend, and it's good because you're just on an adventure, and then the next day you wake up and you're in the grind. We're never prepared for it. It just one day it just happens. It's just there. This life that's just never endingly bleh. I don't know. And as a man, when you start feeling like this, people look us in the eye and they just tell us, get up, get on with it. Or your mates are They will shout out you and call out you, but it's more, oh, let's go down the pub, get drunk, which is the worst thing to do. And what does that result in? It results in being a balled up stress, inner anger, taking out on your family, taking out on your kids, and just, it makes us not nice people. We struggle in our heads silently because instead of just emptying it and opening it up and then making it a habit of meeting friends, like once a month. I'm meeting friends now. Tomorrow we're going out for a meal, and we haven't seen each other since Christmas. So 3 months. Yeah, 3 months I haven't seen them. And we talk every now and again on WhatsApp. We've got a group, it's now and again. And we will meet up, we will have a laugh, we will, unwind and take our minds off the normality. And you won't see them for a long time again. Some people, they don't see their friends 1 year to the next. Like I said, it could be 5 years and you'll see them, and yes, you pick up the conversation like it was yesterday. And I'm glad I see my friends every couple of months. I would like to see them once a month. But we haven't got time. People just haven't got time to do that. So to think about it, maybe we weren't lied to. Maybe our parents just didn't show us the full picture. And maybe they just wanted us to enjoy childhood for as long as we could. Same as I want my children to enjoy childhood and being young adults and as long as they can. And they just don't want to scare us from being an adult because maybe we won't want to get there. They don't want us to move out. And they never did, and they knew it was going to happen. But they just want us to stay young so they could feel young as long as possible. As children, we saw freedom. We were never shown responsibility, never taught to us. They don't teach that in schools. About bills, about mortgage, about rent. How to do a shopping list. They don't tell us stuff like that. They do us maths. And how many apples and oranges make 3 pairs, I don't know. Probably wish I knew what I was signing up for. I wish at an age when I left school, 16, I wish someone sat me down like a life coach, someone who could just sit down and explain the reality of it. That this is what's going to be the next 10 years and then after that it's just the same in and same out. So tell me, drop a comment in the bottom. What's one thing about adulthood that you learned later on in life that you was told when you were younger and it turned out to be a complete lie? Just tell me that. And if you haven't, drop a sub. Drop a sub because it don't cost nothing and it helps the channel. And to do that, pull up a chair. Join me for dinner. My table's always open. I'm Big Dave and I'll see you next time.